Welcome to NarrativeNook audio tales where enchanted stories come to life. If you enjoy our stories, please subscribe, like and share to support our channel. Enjoy listening.
Gloria, who was sitting in the living room, heard Nicole's voice. Then, she stood up to welcome her daughter. "Nicole, you're here?" "Oh, Jared is here too." An expression of shock appeared on Gloria's face when she saw Nicole and Jared together. "Mrs. Riddle, it has been a while. You're looking much better from the last time I met you." Jared greeted Gloria warmly. "Really? I've been feeling better too. I guess it wasn't just a feeling. Come on in." Gloria led them into the living room. "Where's Dad?" Nicole asked as she noticed that Daniel was missing as soon as she entered the living room. "He's in the study. I'll text him." Gloria flashed Nicole a grin. "It's fine. I'll go and surprise him myself." Nicole got up with a smile on her face and went upstairs. "That little girl of ours is really close to her dad. He'd be delighted when he finds out that she's back," Gloria explained to Jared. "Here, have some fruits, Jared." Gloria served Jared the plate of fruits affectionately. "Thank you." Jared sat in the living room and began a casual conversation with Gloria. Nicole walked up to the entrance of the study and knocked on the door, whereupon a voice sounded from the room in response. "Come in." Nicole pushed the door open and walked in. The moment Daniel lifted his head and looked toward the entrance, he was caught off guard to see Nicole there. In surprise, he asked her, "When did you arrive? Why didn't you tell me earlier?" "I just came. I'm here with Jared," Nicole replied to Daniel. "Jared's here too." Daniel was even happier when he heard that Jared had come with her. "Yeah, he's chatting with Mom downstairs," she said. "Come, let's head downstairs." Daniel closed the book which he was holding, got up and went downstairs with Nicole. Jared was chatting with Gloria when Daniel and Nicole approached them. Seeing Daniel approaching, Jared stood up at once and greeted Mr. Riddle. "It has been a while." "Indeed, it's been a while, Jared." Daniel stepped forward and shook Jared's hand. He was elated to have Jared visiting them. "Go on, have a seat," he said. "Jared, it's such a rare opportunity to have the both of you here for a visit. Why don't you stay for dinner with us?" Daniel looked at Jared and Nicole with a grin. Nicole remained silent and looked at Jared. "Sure. I haven't had home-cooked food in a long while too. I must take this opportunity to eat more." Jared followed suit and glanced at Nicole, as if he was asking her, "Are you satisfied?" Nicole smiled and looked back at Jared. The look in her eyes made it seem as though she was replying to his question with a silent yes. "That's great." Daniel replied enthusiastically. "Jared, are you still very busy with work?" Daniel looked at Jared in concern. "Yeah, it feels like there is a never-ending to-do list waiting to be completed every day." Jared replied with a wry smile. "Even though it's good to be busy, remember to take care of your own health," Daniel said. "Will do," Jared uttered. "By the way, I've heard that you're involved in Fiorella's project too?" Daniel asked Jared. "Yes." The agreement was signed when Henry was still around. After he left, I took over some responsibilities. After all, these projects belong to the Johnston Group. Someone has to take over and protect the company's reputation. Jared replied with a hint of embarrassment. Although Henry had left the company, Jared would not use his resignation as an excuse to go against the agreement. That would just tarnish the reputation of the company. Moreover, Fiorella would never let it slide if he did. Daniel sighed. Henry really did stir a lot of crap. "Let's not talk about him anymore. It's been a while since the kids have visited. Let's talk about something else," Gloria commented on one side. Yes. "Jared, how's your grandpa's recovery thus far?" Daniel asked, immediately changing the topic of conversation by shifting it to Maximilian's situation. "He has been recovering well. Sometimes, he would get down off the bed and move around a little." Jared replied. "Really? That's great news. Luckily for him, his body is strong enough for him to recover fast." "Wouldn't you say so?" "Yeah, that must have helped him a lot." Jared answered. In which case, will he be discharged soon? Gloria asked Jared. Yes, the doctor said that he can return home and recuperate in the next 2 or 3 weeks. Jared turned to Gloria and explained. Oh, once he's back at home, make sure he gets the same treatment he had gotten in the hospital. Given the nature of his injury, we must pay attention to the post-recovery period too. Gloria urged Jared with concern. Nicole sat beside them and watched them as they bombarded Jared with questions. Then, she suddenly interrupted them. Mom, Dad, what have you guys been up to? Have Spencer and Samuel been making things hard for the both of you? Nah, they've been behaving very well recently, Gloria said. After breakfast, they would head out and come back at night. They're not addicted to video games anymore. I guess what you said during your last visit left an impact on them. Gloria smiled at Nicole as she was very satisfied with Spencer and Samuel's recent behavior. As long as they stayed away from video games, she would fully support their desire to hang out with their friends. Have they changed this much? Nicole mustered a slight frown and looked at Gloria. She felt that Gloria's description did not fit the two boys at all. At most, Spencer would stay at home and play some music. He was not the kind that liked to hang out, so how could he be out for the entire day? Yeah, if you don't believe me, why don't you stick around and find out for yourself? They'll probably be back during dinner time, Gloria said in an attempt to convince Nicole. That's strange, Nicole murmured softly. However, Jared was able to read her lips. He looked at Nicole and remained silent about it as Gloria and Daniel were there. Dad, did Sean come home? I haven't heard from him in a while. I wonder how he is doing with his project now. Nicole turned to Daniel and asked. He came back once, about a few days ago, Daniel said. I heard that the Aegis project has been going smoothly. It's just that he has been really busy, so it's been very hard for us to meet him. Although Daniel thought that Sean was too busy, he was relieved and happy about the progress his son had been making. Being busy also meant that Sean was improving, and that would be a good thing. He's truly that busy? I guess I could only find him in the office if I want to meet him. Nicole replied to Daniel. Do you need him for anything? Daniel turned to Nicole and asked. Nothing. I'm just asking because I haven't seen him in a while. Daniel, since Nicole and Jared are here, why don't you give Sean a call and ask him to come over if he's free, Gloria suggested. That's a great idea. Quickly now, call him and ask him. Nicole urged. As he spoke, Daniel held his phone and dialed Sean's number. Okay, I'll ask him now. Dad, what's the matter? Sean's voice sounded from the other side of the phone. Sean, are you busy today? Come over to the house if you're free tonight. Nicole and Jared are back, Daniel said. Nicole and Jared are back. He was shocked as soon as he heard the news. Yes. All right, I will be there tonight. Sean said, giving an affirmative reply. Okay then, don't forget to inform Steve. We'll be waiting for you at home. Daniel hung up as soon as he was done speaking. Will do, Sean said. Dad, what did Sean say? Nicole immediately asked as soon as Daniel hung up. The second I told him that you're back, he said that he'll be coming back tonight. Daniel replied to her with a smile. That's great. The house will be a lot livelier tonight. Gloria exclaimed. Let me give Stanley, Spencer, and Samuel a call and see what time they will be home. Daniel immediately started dialing on his phone as soon as he had uttered the last word. Where are you guys at? Why is it so noisy there? Daniel asked as he heard the sound of loud music coming from the other side. Dad, why are you calling? Samuel said after he shifted to a much quieter spot. Nicole and Jared are back. All of you better be home earlier tonight. Is that clear? Daniel ordered. All right. We'll be back before dinner. Anyway, I'm quite busy now. I'm hanging up. Without waiting for Daniel's response, Samuel immediately ended the call. This little brat. How dare he hang up on me? Daniel fumed after deactivated his phone. What happened? Gloria asked after noting the expression on his face. Nothing. They said they'll be back before dinner. Daniel explained to them without commenting any further. These two kids, usually they'll come running once they hear that Nicole's back. Why are they so chill about it this time around? They must be having too much fun out there, Gloria remarked with surprise. Nicole quickly caught on to some details and surmised that Spencer and Samuel must have been up to no good. Jared, you haven't been to our garden, right? Let me give you a tour of it. Nicole turned to Jared and offered. Mom, Dad, I'll show Jared around the garden. Nicole said upon turning around to look at her parents. Go on. I think Jared hasn't been there before. Gloria smiled. Seeing that Jared and Nicole were growing closer, she could not help but feel happy for them. Let's go. Nicole stretched her hand out and dragged Jared to the garden. Jared gave Daniel and Gloria a slight nod, after which he followed Nicole to the garden. Nicole released Jared's hands only after they have reached the garden. With a grin on her face, Nicole asked, Isn't it beautiful here? Jared gazed at the garden and admired. It's quite pretty. By the first glance, you could tell that it's well taken care of. Yeah, my mom loves flowers. Usually, she'll come here and do some gardening or admire the flowers during her free time. Every single flower here was planted and taken care of with her own hands. Nicole explained as she walked toward the bushes. It is no wonder that your smile is so lovely, just like a flower. You must have inherited it from your mom. Jared gazed at Nicole and admired her. The instant Nicole heard his compliment, she instantly blushed. She was obviously talking about Mrs. Riddle, and yet Jared had shifted his attention to Nicole instead. Don't move. Jared suddenly stated. What's the matter? Nicole immediately froze as she asked Jared with a look of shock on her face. Once she saw that Jared was pointing his phone at her, she finally understood what he was intending to do. A beautiful smile gradually formed on her face. Are you taking a picture of me? Yeah. I want to capture each and every beautiful moment of you. Jared quickly snapped a number of candid pictures of Nicole. Are you done? I want to have a look, Nicole asked as she looked at him. Yeah, I'm done. Come take a look. Jared looked through the photos on his phone and was seemingly satisfied with them. Nicole grabbed his phone to see how the pictures were, before muttering, That's not bad. At least I don't look ugly in them. What do you mean when you said, at least you don't look ugly? I did take excellent shots of you, okay? Jared retorted. Indeed, he really did take nice pictures of Nicole. She was as beautiful in those photos as she was in person. Don't go yet. Jared grabbed Nicole's wrist and pulled her into his arms with all of the strength he could muster. What are you doing? We're at my parents' house. Nicole's heart thumped. She thought that Jared was about to do something to her, and so, she scanned her surroundings cautiously. Don't get freaked out. This is a good opportunity. I just want to take a picture with you. Jared whispered into her ears. Upon hearing that, Nicole sighed. You could have just said it. You really scared me. Then, she lifted her head and directed her gaze at the phone which Jared was holding up high. Don't tell me you were thinking of. Just as Jared was speaking, Nicole interrupted him mid-sentence. Do you still want to take that picture or not? If not, I'm leaving, she said. Don't go just yet. The corner of his lips lifted as he watched Nicole blush. Then, he fingered the shutter and took a few photos together with her. Looks good. Jared hovered over Nicole as the both of them looked through the photos. Do send me the pictures we've taken today. Nicole requested. If you want these pictures, you'll have to give me something in exchange for it. Jared looked at her with a devilish smile. Are you trying to coerce me again? Nicole replied with her eyebrows raised. I'm not coercing you. It's called a trade. Jared looked into her eyes with a glint of affection in his. Don't forget, you still owe me a favor. Nicole looked at Jared slyly and reminded him. Oh, I remember, he said. Do you want me to use it up now? Jared was secretly hoping that she would make mentions of the favor at that moment. That way, he would not have extra concerns in the future whenever he wanted to do something with her. Nice try. I won't let it be spent on such a small thing. If you don't plan to send me those photos, then I don't want them either, Nicole pretended to storm off and admired the scenery on her own. Jared smirked and glanced at her. Then, he slowly approached her. "If you kiss me now, I'll send the photos to you right away." Jared proposed his intention in an unusual way. Nicole glanced at him and thought, what a handsome rascal. He's the only one who would dare to speak to me in this way. If it was someone else, I would have given them a good slap on the face. "Are you serious about that? You won't go back on your word, will you?" Nicole squinted her eyes and questioned him. "I won't. I always stay true to my words." A devilish look formed on Jared's pretty face. Nicole took a deep breath and scanned her surroundings. Seeing that no one was around them, Nicole gave him a light peck on the cheek. Then, she looked at him and said, "Remember to send the photos to me." "Don't worry." Jared smiled. He never expected that he would actually get a kiss in exchange for a few photos. It's such a good bargain. Had I known this, I'd have brought her out on holidays more often. "Nicole, would you like to continue with the travel plans we've discussed about?" Jared asked her. "Travel? I would love to, but what about the chip?" Nicole gave Jared a helpless glance. "Well, it's still in the early stages of development. Why not put the project on hold and continue working on it after we're back from our trip?" Jared asked. "I'll leave that up to you. After all, I am doing this project for you," Nicole replied, looking into his eyes. "In that case, I'll assign Claus to be your right-hand man, starting from tomorrow," Jared suggested after having come up with an idea. "All you have to do is pass your work to him as soon as possible and set a target for your team. With Claus and Kelly around, there wouldn't be major issues as long as they follow your instructions. Besides, if they ever come across a stumbling block, they could always call you right away. That way, we can continue with our travel plans." Nicole furrowed her brows, and after having given it some thought, she said, "It doesn't sound like a bad idea. Ask Claus to come over to my office tomorrow." "All right," he uttered. "But," Nicole paused, as the McCarthy family came to mind once more. "But what?" Jared looked at her and asked. "Why did Joyce send someone over to tail me? And about the arson attack at the Beacon factory, there is still much that we've yet to settle. I don't think this is the right time for us to leave for a vacation," Nicole expressed as she looked at Jared firmly in the eyes. "I guess we'll have to take care of Joyce first." An icy glint crossed Jared's eyes. "Yeah, or else, we wouldn't be able to enjoy ourselves during the trip," she said. "You're right about that," Jared agreed. "Joyce will still be a thorn at our side. Let's not think about it today. Shall we take a seat at the swing for a moment?" Nicole suggested as she pointed at the swing in the garden. "Sure." Jared and Nicole walked toward the swing. Nicole rested her head on Jared's shoulder and closed her eyes, prompting Jared to hold her in his arms. As the two of them were swaying back and forth on the swing, the sun shone upon them, casting a heartwarming shadow of the lovers on the ground. After a while, Nicole slowly opened her eyes. She did not realize that she had fallen asleep in his arms. "How could I have fallen asleep?" Nicole asked as she quickly sat up straight and looked at Jared in shock. "Perhaps the environment here puts you at ease because of how comfortable it is. I guess you've been really exhausted these days. Otherwise, you wouldn't have fallen asleep so easily," Jared replied as he stretched around. Seeing him stretch, Nicole sheepishly asked, "You did not move the entire time, did you?" "Nope. I saw you sleeping soundly, so I didn't want to bother you." Although Jared's arms were numb from all her leaning, he was very happy that she was willing to sleep in his arms. This was the first time they sat on a swing together. To add to that, they did so in a garden, and so, it felt like they were surrounded by the beauty of nature. "Why are you so well-behaved today? Are you growing tired of me already?" Nicole looked at him and sulked. To date, it still surprised her that Jared had not touched her in ways she deemed inappropriate. "Do you feel better now?" Nicole massaged his arm. "A lot better. I didn't expect you to be so adept at massaging." Jared stared into her eyes affectionately and praised. "That's good," she said. "Can you be a peach and fall asleep on my shoulders all the time?" Jared requested out of the blue. "What do you mean?" Nicole looked at him with her brows raised. What is wrong with him? I've never heard of anyone asking others to fall asleep on their shoulders. If you do that, I can always get a massage from you. Jared smiled at her. In your dreams. Nicole pushed his arm away at once. Anyway, let's head inside, Nicole said, as she was preparing to stand up. It was then that Jared grabbed her by the arm and said, Everyone's coming back for dinner tonight. If anyone asks about our wedding during dinner, what would you say in response to them? Have you thought about it? I don't think anyone would ask. Nicole frowned and looked at Jared nervously. That might not be the case. This time around, we came here to visit them together. Someone might accidentally let the question slip, Jared replied with a suggestive look on his face. If anyone were to ask, we'll just use work as an excuse. After all, the wedding must be delayed, one way or another. Anyway, I suggest that you refrain from visits after today. Given enough time, they'd forget all about it and stop asking. Nicole recommended. All right then. If that's what you want, I'll respect it. If your family finds out about it in the future, you'll know what to do. Jared explained as he kept his eyes on her. I know. When that time comes, I won't trouble you. All of these are my ideas. Is that fine with you? Pfft. Nicole rolled her eyes at him and walked into the house. Jared gazed at her from the back and smiled. Then, he followed her in. In the living room, Sean and Steve were already back. Just as they were about to take a seat on the couch, Nicole and Jared walked in from outside. Nicole. Sean and Steve stood up and turned toward Nicole. Mr. Johnston. Sean stepped forward and greeted Jared warmly. Sean, Steve, when did you guys arrive? Why didn't anyone tell us? Nicole looked at the two boys and asked. We just arrived not long ago. The both of you came in as soon as we sat down. Sean smiled at Nicole and explained. You guys went to the garden? Sean made a guess based on the direction they had come in from. Struck the bull's eye with that guess, didn't you? We were getting a little bored of sitting here, so I brought Jared out to the garden for a little walk, Nicole replied, looking at Sean. Let's all have a seat, Sean said to them. Sure. This is my first time meeting you since you came back, right? I heard your trip back home was unplanned. What actually happened? Sean asked Nicole with his brow raised. It's nothing major. It's just that I couldn't stand it there anymore, so I came back, because I knew I could count on you, Nicole jokingly said to Sean. Come on, Sean retorted. You can't stand it there? More like that country can't stand to keep you around any longer, right? Sean knew Nicole well. She was a genius, and so, she would be adored no matter where she went. There was no way that she could not fit in. Hee, you know me so well. I couldn't even fool you for a second. Nicole looked at Sean mischievously. Sean looked at Nicole with doting eyes. Now, can you tell us the real reason as to why you came back so suddenly? Actually, I'm working on an experiment now, but the equipment and materials back there were insufficient. Therefore, I gave it some thought and decided to come back. I could gain the support I need from you guys, so I just came back. That's all. Nicole explained to them with a blank stare on her face. She did not make mentions of her chip project to them. In the end of the day, it was a corporate secret which involved Jared's company. Because of this, she had to keep it private from them for the time being. Sean grinned and said, I knew it. It's impossible that you can't fit in there. In the end, it was because of their inability to accommodate your plans. Since you're back, you should just focus on your experiment. If you need anything, just let me know. I'll make sure to get you whatever you need. Well, I guess I'll have to thank you in advance. Nicole smiled and cupped Sean's hands in hers. Sean laughed. Nah, there's no need for that. Sean turned around to look at Jared and the smile on his face faded, whereupon he began acting with decorum and spoke to Jared in a much more formal manner. Mr. Johnston, you have countless things to attend to on a daily basis. I'm sure you had to push aside some of your work to make it here today, right? Not really. It has been a while since I visited Mr. and Mrs. Riddle. Coincidentally, I was having lunch with Nicole today, so we chatted and decided to come over together, Jared briefly explained to Sean. Oh, I heard that the Johnston Group and the Fisher Group are working on a renewable energy project. Do you mind sharing a little about it? Sean asked, observing Jared as he popped the question. Upon hearing Sean's question, Daniel and Steve turned their attention to Jared. The renewable energy project was decided upon when Henry was still around. It was he who had signed the contract with Fiorella. I don't really know much about this project either, but I suppose it's a project worth investing in the long run. You guys know how Fiorella is too. Over the past few years, none of the projects she invested in had failed. She cares a lot about this project as well. Jared briefly introduced the project, expressing that it was a project worth doing. It's not every day you get to come across a good project like this. If she needs any funding in the later stages, the Riddle family would be more than happy to help. Sean looked at Jared convincingly. Jared sized him up and he could tell that Sean was sincere about participating in the project. Sure. But aren't you guys working closely with the Ellison family on one of projects helmed by Aegis Corporation? Do you have the resources to participate in another project? Jared looked at Sean and questioned. Yes, we are collaborating with the Ellison family on that project by Aegis Corporation, but it's about to be completed soon. After that, I can use some of my resources on other projects. Even if it isn't the one pertaining to renewable energy, we would have participated in another. Sean looked at Jared confidently. He was trying to tell Jared that the Riddle family was powerful. That's good. Once we begin focusing on the funding, I'll let you know. Jared gave Sean some assurance. Thank you in advance, Sean said. The both of you should not be talking about work all the time. Brother, have you visited Grandpa recently? Nicole asked Sean. I went to his place about a few days ago. Grandpa did ask about you as well, but I didn't know that you were back already, so I told him that you're still abroad. Now that you're back, you should visit him soon. He really misses you a lot. Sean turned to Nicole and began talking about everything that had happened at Mr. Riddle Sr.'s place a few days back. All right, I'll pay him a visit within the next few days. Is there anything which he likes these days? I'll buy them for him. Nicole asked. He has everything he needs already. A visit alone will make him very happy, so there's no need to go bearing gifts, Sean explained. All right then. I'll figure it out, Nicole replied. Anyway, are you seeing anyone now, brother? Nicole suddenly asked Sean about his personal matters. In response, Sean blushed and stared back at Nicole. Why are you asking such a question out of the blue? Sean looked at Nicole shyly. The look in his eyes was telling her that there were outsiders present. However, Nicole was not bothered by that, and proceeded with her questions. It's just because I care about you. Come on, tell me about it. There's none. How would I find the time to date anyone when I'm so occupied with work? Sean explained himself to Nicole. Sean, you're not that young anymore. Isn't it time to find yourself a partner? Gloria suggested. Mom, don't listen to Nicole. I have my own plans. Sean tried to comfort Gloria. What are your plans? As far as I'm concerned, you've rejected all the blind dates I've arranged for you. You've always said that you'll be bringing a girlfriend home soon. And yet, I haven't seen you getting together with anyone up till today. Daniel butted in, as he had overheard the discussion. With the pressure on him mounting, the more they talked about it, Sean glared at Nicole. It's all because of her questions that everyone's eyes are now on me. Mom, Dad. If I must be honest, Sean is actually dating someone currently, Steve interrupted. Sean looked at Steve in shock. Since when have I dated anyone? Why is he making stuff up? Steve Riddle. Sean was about to interrupt Steve when he saw the glint in Steve's eyes. Brother, you don't have to keep it a secret anymore. Just come clean with Mom and Dad. Steve gave Sean a wink and signaled him to follow through with the lie. Sean gulped and quickly thought of something. Since the cat is already out of the bag, I guess I shouldn't hide it anymore. Sean looked at Daniel and Gloria, and issued a sigh. Mom, Dad. It's true that I'm dating someone. but we're still getting to know each other and have not officially gotten together yet. That was why I did not mention this to the both of you." Hearing this, Daniel and Gloria's eyes widened. A grin instantly appeared on their faces. "I see. No wonder you were reluctant to talk about it." Daniel looked at Sean and commented, "You little brat. Even if you're just dating each other, you could have told me about it as well. You're always hiding things from us. Dating someone is a good thing. It's just that when we have no clue about what is going on, we would naturally overthink. Isn't it better for everyone, now that you've revealed the truth to us? That way, we wouldn't be too worried about you anymore," Gloria said to Sean reproachfully. "Yeah. I've gotten you all worried. I should have told you guys earlier," Sean said, directing the blame to himself. "There's no need to blame yourself. Now, we'll leave you to it. Remember to treat her well, all right? Don't bog yourself down with work all the time," Gloria advised. "Don't worry about it, Mom." "I will not," he said. "Nicole, how are things with Martin?" Sean took the opportunity to change the topic of conversation once there was a pause. "Martin? The production on his side has gotten back on track," Nicole replied to Sean. Sean sighed. "I've never thought that the factory would be on fire." "It's fine," Nicole said. "All of this is in the past." "Have you discovered the reason behind it?" Daniel asked Nicole. "Not yet. It is still under investigation," Nicole replied, unable to reveal certain details to them. "Why is it taking so long?" Daniel asked, puzzled. "Perhaps this fire was a big one, so they'll need more time to investigate it. I'm not very sure either," Nicole briefly explained. "Yeah. Oh right, I'm sure you guys have heard that the McCarthy family are going to visit the graves of their forefathers tomorrow, right?" Sean looked at everyone in the living room and asked. "I've heard about it. The McCarthy family isn't a big one, and yet they have made a huge deal out of paying respects to their ancestors. It's as if they're afraid that no one will notice them. It's a bit extra if you ask me," Nicole commented with contempt. "It is. I find it hard to believe that a fallen family would hold such a grand ceremony to pay respects to their forefathers," Steve commented in annoyance. "Perhaps you guys are unaware of this, but the McCarthy family has established connections with a family of high social status abroad. They even became in-laws, and are doing well abroad. That's the main reason as to why they're going the whole 9 yards with the ceremony. They must be thinking about salvaging whatever is left of their reputation," Jared chimed in. "Oh, I see," Daniel uttered, as it dawned upon him that such was why the McCarthy family dared to behave this arrogantly. A while ago, the McCarthy family were chased out of the country by Martin. I guess part of the reason for that splendid ceremony was to rub it in Martin's face, don't you think? Sean looked at everyone as he spoke. "That's possible. Who knows? The accident in that factory might have been perpetrated by the McCarthys too," Steve commented blankly. "You are to keep this between the family, and not talk about it with outsiders. Do you understand?" Daniel ordered Steve with a serious look on his face. "Okay," Steve uttered. Upon hearing Steve's comment, Nicole thought, "I didn't expect Steve to have that thought. Is he just running with a wild guess? Or does everyone think the same too? I personally don't think that it's the McCarthy family's doing. The McCarthy family in now and the past are of two distinct statuses. If they were to make a move on Martin, they wouldn't do it in secret. They could have done it publicly and still regain their reputation. There's no reason for them to pull the stunts in private," Sean said, voicing an entirely different opinion. Those words gave Jared a new thought. Perhaps it's as Sean had said. With Joyce's current support, she could have taken revenge on Martin publicly. Why would she do it in private? What could the motive behind this be? Jared's eyes darkened as thoughts began racing across his mind. "What you said makes sense too. The McCarthy family must have some other motive behind their ceremony." Steve analyzed the whole thing with seriousness. Still, it never crossed his mind that the other motive for Joyce's return was one of them. As they were chatting, Spencer and Samuel came waltzing in from the outside. When the both of them saw Nicole, they ran over excitedly and greeted her. "Nicole, why did you not inform us that you are visiting?" That way, we would have waited for you at home. Didn't you see Jared here? Daniel reminded them. It was only then did Spencer and Samuel notice Jared sitting beside Nicole. Hello, Mr. Johnston. Jared looked at them and nodded. It was a last-minute decision too. Nicole looked at them and smiled. It was all Jared's idea, because if it was not, she would only plan to visit them later. Where did you guys go? Nicole looked at them from head to toe. We were playing at the basketball court. We had a great game today, didn't we? Samuel glanced at Spencer. Yes, it was exciting. Spencer immediately came to his senses and played along. Nicole eyed their shoes and noticed that they were not wearing basketball shoes. They were not stinking of sweat either. It was obvious that they were lying. Something is up with these two. Samuel winked at Nicole as he said, "You guys can continue chatting. We'll head upstairs and have our change of clothes." Then, the both of them hurried upstairs. These two rascals seemed to be a little more rowdy as of recent. Gloria looked at their backs with a smile on her face. I'm glad they are hanging out with their friends more often. A smile crept up on Nicole's face. Elle wasn't expecting them to go out with their friends. Noticing Nicole's smile, Jared looked at her and asked, "What are you smiling at?" "Hush, I'll tell you later," Nicole said, signaling Jared to not make mentions of the topic any further. In response, Jared furrowed his brows and wondered, why is she being so oblique? After a few minutes, Samuel and Spencer came downstairs, took seats across from Nicole, and asked, "Nicole, when did you get here?" "We've been here all afternoon. Did you guys have a good time this afternoon?" Nicole asked them with a pointed glance. "Of course we're happy, but we're also exhausted," Samuel said, pretending. "Spencer, did you go with them?" Nicole asked Spencer. "I did not. I just watched them from the sidelines," Spencer said with some confidence. As there were other people in the living room, Nicole did not continue to press on. "Mom, when will dinner be ready?" Nicole looked at Gloria and asked. "It should be ready soon. Are you hungry?" Gloria responded in kind. "No, I'm just asking," Nicole replied. "You should go and take a look. It's almost dinner time." Daniel looked at Gloria and motioned her to go to the kitchen. "Okay, let me go have a look," Gloria said as he got up and marched to the kitchen. "Sean, Spencer and Samuel are due for their internships. Are you going to assign them some training in your company?" Nicole asked Sean. "Dad has approached me on this before, and I've also asked them for their opinions." "You should let them speak for themselves," Sean replied, giving Samuel and Spencer the right to speak for themselves. Everyone turned to look at them with their foreheads creased and immediately fixed their gazes on the duo of Spencer and Samuel. "You don't have to look at us like that, do you?" Spencer said. "Sean has asked us before, but we felt like we weren't competent enough for the kind of work he has in mind." Nicole knew that they both did not want to go, surmising that they had made some excuses up to elude Sean's arrangements. "Sean, is the job that you have assigned them beyond their capabilities?" Nicole looked at Sean with her brows furrowed. "The work I had assigned them was rudimentary. All I can say is, they could do it by themselves if they wanted, and yet, they still think they're not competent enough. I can't force them to do anything if you catch my drift," Sean said, as he had tried his best to make things work. It's just that they weren't cooperative, he thought. Why are the both of you so insecure? Are the children of the Riddle family really that incompetent? Nicole looked at them and asked, genuinely surprised. "If you think the work assigned by Sean is difficult, then I will make the arrangements for you," Nicole solemnly said with a purpose in mind.
Thank you for listening. If you have enjoyed this story, please like and share so others can see it too. Also hit the subscription button and notification bell so you can be notified on our next release. Thank you for your support. God bless you.